Going, it's that time of the year. It's that time for Christmas vacation. Do 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 do. Ears. It's that time for Christmas. It's that time for Christmas vacation.
Christmas!
Happy howdy boo, shaggy roundabout, you ho 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 bitches, and welcome to our first episode of Pacinomas. as the
Yeah, this ain't good. It's a Michelot Ultra organic seltzer cucumber lime.
But guess what? It's green, like
it
a
is,
fir tree,
like
Christmas, and that's what we have today here, boys. It's Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
It's not Christmas yet. It will be.
It will be in the future.
In 3 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks. This Saturday and then 2
weeks from now.
2 weeks from now, yeah. Because we are recording this, aptly. So yeah,
it's not even...
you can see it's we're changing a lot, guys. We're upgrading, a little bit. We're kind of playing around with it. It's a process.
Got a new camera.
It's a process.
I got heartburn.
Got a fancy camera. It's a Black Magic RAW.
African American.
Why would you say that? Chris,
why did you say that name?
Chris, while you're editing, go ahead and put Santa hats on us. Thank you. Yeah, that's how you do it.
He's not gonna do it. I will.
What are we doing today? That gets us right in the mood for Christmas.
Fucking do it, Chris. God damn you.
Right in the mood for Christmas.
All right, yeah. So much. Yeah, well, to get everybody in the mood for happy holidays and juvenation, we have a horror movie.
Juvenation?
Krampus. From 2015. Not the shitty one, but the other one with Adam Scott.
As I like to call it, Krampus. Oh, fuck. Krampus.
Bro, you're the one who raps, and you just got the mic.
This is where I watched my parents die. Krampus, $10.
Yeah, so this is Lenny Krampus, like Lenny Kravitz. That wasn't a good joke.
But you know what is good? Before we get into like our discussion about this, you know what is good, Chris?
Yeah.
Your recap. Take it away.
All right.
We're hitting it real early this time. We're trying to keep it right in an hour. So I'm going to keep handing him the mic but taking it back from him. Did we miss anything?
No.
Did I say everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's beginning to look a lot like Krampus, but it's Krampus. Like the crunch of the crumpets.
Wraps up
3 days before Christmas, our family of the movie is in a toy store, a store with toys, and they're buying a bunch of last minute Christmas presents because it's 3 days before Christmas, and it's all done to the montage of it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everybody is just tearing everybody apart. They're not grateful at all, even though Thanksgiving just happened, and they're just beating everybody up. Guess who else is beating somebody up? Max. He's the kid. He's the main character of this movie. His cousins call him Maxi Pad, but we'll get into that in a second. So anyway, I don't want to get into a Maxi Pad. So anyway, yeah, you see a really profound montage of just families beating each other up for greed. And Max, the little guy, he's beating up a kid for being rude. I forget exactly what the kid did.
It's like told him Santa wasn't real or something.
Yeah. Which Max believes in Santa. He has a lot of hope about the holidays. And so his parents have to pull him away from beating up this kid in the name of Santa Claus. And they go home. And their senile German grandmother is waiting for them, making cookies while watching the old black and white version of Christmas Carol. And didn't think I was gonna bring that. Did you?
I
pay attention.
no. Nope.
Didn't think I was gonna recap the movie, did I?
Anyway, so they get home, and his parents kind of scold him a little bit for beating up the kids. But he's like, "But Mom, Dad, I did it for Santa Claus." And they're like, just okay, and they walk off, and then
Oh shit, yeah.
and he goes to his grandmother, who very much believes in Santa Claus, but she's kind of afraid of Santa Claus. But she's like, "You better fucking believe in Santa Claus," and he's like, "Okay," and she's like, "How about you go write your list for Santa? Better do it right now." And he goes upstairs and he writes his list for Santa, and then a little bit after that, his cousins come over for the holidays. It's his mother's sister and then her entire redneck family, and what?
Also, Aunt Dorothy.
And Aunt Dorothy, her entire redneck family. So they have let's see, 3, 4. They have 4 kids. 2 of the oldest ones are girls who very much look like dudes. And they very much act like dudes, which is fine. But they're what you call in the South tomboys, you know. You know, I don't know if that's considered slang in these times.
Let's just keep going.
and then there is the little baby, which is also a girl, and then there's the one son.
From the Alphabet Mafia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I heard you say Alphabet Mafia.
Why would you
Why
say
the
it
fuck
repeated?
would you...
Oh,
You know what? Chris, while you're editing, just,
Chris, while you're editing, realize how much shit you've said. Oh, nice hole in the wall.
Anyway.
So anyway, they all come over, and the mom's kind of stressing out because it's her job to, set the dinner and everything. She didn't know that the aunt was going to be there, and she's already kind of pissed at her sister for just being so much different and hating her for being successful. While her sister is very, very down to earth and country. Her whole family kind of resents them for being successful, and so that brings tension to the dinner table while they're eating a little Christmas Eve dinner. And they're criticizing the food. It's like, oh, I didn't know you'll be serving this fruit shit.
She goes, who doesn't have ham on Christmas? What are you, a Jew?
Yeah, and right before that, they compare. Max's sister compares the cousins coming over to being sent to Alcatraz,
Which is wild.
Which is crazy because they're 2 Holocaust
They are
references in within the span of 5 minutes. So what?
You say Alcatraz? You mean Auschwitz? Alcatraz is a prison or used to be a prison in California.
Said. I'm pretty sure they said Alcatraz.
If they said Alcatraz, that's not a
Then
Jewish
that's not what I
reference.
thought. But I was thinking Auschwitz.
I was like,
I was thinking Auschwitz.
I was gonna let it slide.
okay.
Anyway.
People know.
The people.
You know.
All right.
Go ahead,
So anyway, the dinner's not going great. The cousins are being dickheads, and they see that Max has a little note, and they take it from him, and they see that it's a letter for Santa Claus, and it's like, oh, you still believe in that shit? And they read his letter out loud in front of everybody, and he didn't ask for anything, any toy for Christmas. He literally just asked Santa Claus to get their family back together. I mean, their mom and dad's stressed. They're not doing well. And even the cousins, even though they're dickheads, he was asking for them to be doing better financially. And he also said that he feels sorry that, his uncle wishes that his 2 daughters were boys. And so the daughters are not very happy about that. But
Not very happy about
but Max is very not happy about the fact that they read that in front of everybody, and so he takes the note and he goes upstairs and he rips up his note to Sandy, and then all of a sudden a gust of wind blows the note out of the window, and a big snow cloud, big snowstorm starts to emerge, and then the next morning, blizzard, fucking blizzard. They're snowed in, not Edward snowed in. And
say the snow thing again.
Snowed in, not Edward Snowden.
Whoa,
Wait.
Snowden.
Hey, wait, hold on. It's not working. Why is it not working?
Did you just turn the fucking light off?
No, I'm trying to do the lightning thing.
Jesus.
I'm really trying to get through this. I'm sorry, guys.
I
okay.
don't know how to fix it.
We got to the inciting incident. Could you just turn it back on?
God damn it!
There we go.
Is that at 30%?
Really wanted this to go by fast.
No.
Okay, put it back to 30.
There we go.
Okay.
We're trying things out, folks. You're fine, Chris.
Okay. So now it's 2 days before Christmas. And they're snowed in, power's out, everything. And Grandma's starting to be like, oh no, something bad probably gonna happen.
She said it like that.
And Max's sister is like,
no.
hey, my boyfriend lives down the street. I just want to go. I just want to walk down to his house and see what's up, make sure he's okay. And the mom's like, all right, well, yeah, you can go. Just be back in an hour. And she's like, okay. And then an hour passes, she's not back.
Sorry. I forgot I was listening to something beforehand.
Continue.
Forgot what
Oh, she cute.
See,
Kyle.
I'm sorry.
I know that I initially,
about your mom.
take a little too long, but the distractions,
Go! Power's out. Grandma went.
Yeah,
oh, no.
yeah, okay. No, I got past that.
Did you get to the part with the daughter going on?
Yes, I already got past that.
I did not hear that.
Yeah, I know you didn't.
I did. I just forgot.
So Krampus killed her.
So an hour goes by, and the mom's like, "Hey, the sister's not back yet," and so the dad and the uncle are like, "All right, well, we'll go find her," and so. The blizzard is getting real bad. You can't really see much. It looks like it's nighttime, even though it's still in the middle of the day. And the uncle, since he's a good God-fearing American, he has a bunch of guns in his car, and so he takes a shotgun and gives the dad a pistol. And he's like, "Oh, well, that's my wife's pistol." He said, "Get it, because I'm questioning your male authority." And so,
got him.
and so they go into the boyfriend's house, because they pull up at the boyfriend's house and notice that it just looks like it's like in ruins. It's wrecked, and so they go in there. And it looks like a crime scene. It literally looks like somebody went in and just murdered them all, because that's sort of kind of what happened. They see a gingerbread man stuck to the refrigerator with a knife, and then the uncle says, "What sadistic bitch would do something like this?" And they're like, "Okay, we gotta go back. We gotta go find my daughter, because she's not here at all." And so they hear her scream, and so they run out the house, and they're like, "Oh no, where's my daughter?" And then all of a sudden, an unseen monster pulls the uncle down from the snow and starts carrying him in, and then the dad takes the lady pistol and just blasts at him. Just blasts at the monster and frees the uncle, even though he's a little scratched up. And so they run back to the house, and they're like, "Okay, well hopefully my daughter's still alive." She's not. She got eaten by a Jack in the Box. And so...
Like the restaurant?
Hate when that happened.
Yeah. She hid under a car because Krampus was following her, but it was like a silhouette of him. And she hides underneath the car, and then he throws a little tiny little Jack in the Box under the car, and then it kind of winds out and then eats her. Yeah. That definitely won't come back. They go back to the house.
It dripped a little bit.
They go back to the house, and then the mom's like, "Why isn't my daughter back? What's with that?" And then they're like, "Shut up, woman. We need to board these windows. We need to turn out the lights. We need to keep the fire lit on the chimney, because that's what the deranged German grandma said to do." And she seems like and she seems like she knows shit that we don't know, but we're not going to ask her about it yet. And so They do that exactly. They hide out there. And at this point, they're kind of just fending for themselves. And the German grandmother does come clean, and she says that back when she was a little girl, excuse me,
A little girl.
Why?
Dude, so massive.
back in the
right.
old streets of Austria,
Auschwitz.
Austria.
Alcatraz.
It was Austria, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though I've been saying she's German, but
Well, she
yeah, I mean it essentially is.
World War
It's a nicer Germany.
Is it?
Is it? I don't
know.
Well, the one she grew up in wasn't so nice because everybody had the fucking plague and hated each other.
Plague.
The
And
plague.
and
They had plaque on their teeth.
and even though
Plague.
like her country was just in complete turmoil at that point, she had a lot of hope for Christmas. She's like, you know what? This is the day where everybody's supposed to be happy and we're supposed to get along and share, even though our lives aren't that great. But then she goes home, and it doesn't happen. Her family is constantly fighting. And she just gives up hope. She's like, Santa, are you even there? Are you even reading these letters? No, I'm gonna tear it up and throw it out the window. And guess what happened? Big blizzard came, and Krampus, who is
Dun, dun, dun.
in Austrian folklore, is described as Saint Nicholas's shadow, or Santa Claus's shadow.
Satan Claus.
Yeah, he's essentially anti-Santa Claus. Instead of coming to bring presents, he comes to bring murder. And in the actual mythology, he just brings switches and coal and beats the kids for being bad. But in this one, it's a little bit more dramatic. It's like, oh, you want despair? Well, let me give you despair. Let me kill your family. And so he does. And she says that she witnesses her entire town and her family get killed, but she notices that Krampus deliberately spares her and gives her a bell that says, what does it say? Something von Krampus? What does the bell say?
I didn't
I
write
forget
that
what
down.
it
I'm sorry.
It says Krampus on it.
Yeah,
for
it says
sure.
Krampus on it. We'll get to that later.
For shizzy.
And then the aunt's like, is this horse shit even real? And then she pulls out the bell and she's like, haha, it's real. And Krampus is going to kill us because Max wasn't grateful for how shitty your family is. And so they all go to sleep and they don't watch the fire. And the fire burns out. And a hook comes down from the chimney. And a little gingerbread man is in the middle of the hook. And the little boy, who has not said anything this entire movie...
He looks like this entire...
Yeah. Who
looks like style.
who has diabetes and he's fucking 8. He notices the meat cleaver hook and is like, I like
Gingerbread.
I like that gingerbread cookie. And he bites the cookie.
No. He goes, do the roar.
He looks like that kid. Chris, pull up a picture of the kid from Shrek 4.
Yeah, Chris.
All right.
Yeah, Chris.
Fuck you if you don't do it.
Also,
you know
Chris,
I hate
do my
you.
laundry. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Anyway, he
No,
bites.
that's what
He
he
takes
says.
he takes a hunk and bite out of the head of the ginger dead man, and the ginger dead man fucking just charges at him and just hooks him up and everything and tugs on the hook and he's like, all right, boys, reel him in. And they do. They reel him in, and then the whole family wakes up and is like, oh no! And so the mom tries to pull him back down, but then the ginger. But then the gingerbread man looks at her, and then she's like, holy shit, all this is actually real because there's a gingerbread man. And so she lets go of him because now she's afraid, and he's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
Except his shoes come back. His shoes come back.
Yep, he's gone. And so, they put more fire to the fire, and what was this? Guys, help me out.
Oh, isn't this when they go up into the attic?
Yes, they go into the attic. No. The girls who are actually boys, they hear a noise.
No, the girls who are boys who are actually girls.
Who are actually girls.
They go to the bathroom upstairs, and then they get
hear a noise.
sklonkered, and then the
They hear a
mom's
noise
like,
and they think it's a sister. Yeah.
They run up there, and they see this big ol' hunking thing just slurping down some.
It's the Jackbox
girl.
creature that ate the sister.
Yeah.
Raps later, Chris.
Yeah. And
Rhyme
yeah,
equal
there's
rap.
like a Jackbox, like human centipede looking son of a bitch eating the two sisters, and so the uncle goes back up there and then takes his shotgun and tries to find them, but then he gets attacked by gingerbread men. And he's blasting off heads of gingerbread men,
Shooting nails at them.
But then their dog, eats the gingerbread men, and it's pretty fucking cool. And the dad, who is now kind of a badass because he has a gun, he
Damn, isn't that the truth?
No, that's kind of how it's like portrayed. It's
Gun
like they're-
cool.
because like at the dinner table in the first scene, they start talking about guns. The redneck family does, and they're like, no gun talk at the dinner table." And the moment the
It's
the
not going your
dad
way.
saves the mom by blasting off the bride of Chucky dressed as like a Christmas angel, the mom just creams her pants.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the other way around. The mom takes a gun and then shoots the Bride of Chucky. There's a Bride of Chucky looking motherfucker. Anyway,
Yeah. Okay.
they defeat all the
I think you
nightmare.
may be thinking about what happened when you were watching.
They
the
defeat
movie.
all the nightmare Christmas
Were the red
creatures.
lights on?
And
Yeah. Oh,
and fuck you guys. And
No. Not us.
and they go back downstairs
Mom.
and then
They go
Help
back
me out.
downstairs, and this is when they leave the house.
yeah, they
Because
all leave the
there's
house.
a plan to go find a snowmobile and then try to go to somewhere else.
But then,
Yeah.
they're all downstairs, and then the crawly guy comes back down. Rosie goes up,
No,
and then they fall down,
No.
and then
Yeah.
the Aunt Dorothy's like, he's trying to shoot it, and then he gets smacked, and then they go, they're like, ah, and then Aunt Dorothy's
the
like,
elves come in. The elves
and
come
then
in.
Aunt Dorothy is like, surprise, motherfucker,
Yeah.
and goes to shoot the guy, shoots the Chucky, shoots the bear. She goes to shoot the snake guy, little thing, and then you hear, ah, and then Claw goes through, boom, kapow, and then takes out Aunt Dorothy, and he goes, woo.
She goes, "See y'all in hell." Whee! Like
Yeah.
it's a cartoon sound effect.
yeah, like slide whistles are used throughout
Yeah,
this, which
it's-
is pretty funny.
It's pretty funny because like throughout the movie, I couldn't tell if it was like a horror.
We'll get to that.
comedy.
Anyway,
Anyway,
then
so
more people get stolen.
now their house is pretty much destroyed. So they have no choice but to run out the house and find safety. So they try to find a snowmobile, but then the little Jackbox guys going through the snow and just pulling people down. And so they find a Quiet Place style. They get into a pickup truck, and then the mom, even though she can get into the pickup truck, she's like, "I love you," and she dies. And huh?
Well,
It's
We'll
kind
see.
of like
We'll see.
Quiet
We'll
Place.
see.
And so the boy's like, "Okay, I'm the last one of my family. I need to get my family back. I need to stop being a little bitch." And so he walks out and he tries to confront Krampus. And he's not the only one alive. One of the older cousins is still alive. And so she's like the last person that he can save. And so he goes up to Krampus and tells him, "Take me. Take me."
take
And
me
like
out.
I don't want this anymore. I take back my wish. They don't listen to him, and he's like, "Okay, take me." And so Krampus looks at him and it's like, "Oh, this is pretty serious." But then they all laugh because it's like, "Nah, little boy, nah, you done damned your soul."
They go now.
And so they throw him in the hell pit, and he wakes back up. And he's with his family, but something's kind of wrong because everybody's backlit.
Damn, isn't that the truth?
And immediately you're like, "Oh, these bitches dead. These bitches are actually dead."
But are they?
But are they? They very much look, angelic. Everything seems a little bit too happy. It's like he got the opposite. He did get his wish. Everybody is happy together. But Max starts to realize something's kind of up, and so everybody just kind of just zones out. And then the grandma's like, "Yeah, we not alive," and the camera pans out, and they're in a little snow globe on Krampus's desk, and there's a big collection of snow globes of other families. The end.
Yay! It's not working. Oh god.
here. Just to suffer.
And we're back. I thought that was cool to do.
Well, yeah. So much better than, in post just being like, fade in.
But you know what JP always says?
Dip from black.
Do what you can in camera. And speaking of in camera...
What?
Well, you took the mic. I couldn't talk.
Okay.
So, number one, this was all of our first experience with this film, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Who recommended it?
Me.
Kyle.
I did specifically because my dad, when this movie came out, said that it was like an abomination to what Christmas is, and he had not seen it. And he said, I will not allow you to watch this movie because it is anti-Christmas.
I
Hey, Dad,
cannot
here's the
disagree
thing.
more.
This film is... Bro, what?
Well, again, it was more so done as a joke, but
Yeah.
he just like didn't like the idea of Krampus because he's like, no, it's just Santa.
That's like saying that Thanos is anti-life. Am I wrong?
We can get into that, but I don't want to talk about that right now.
But yeah, and this film was actually really interesting to watch.
Yeah.
It like had a really clever blend. Hold on, Chris. Of like horror and comedy. Like there were things that were like super goofy, but they felt serious.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason this movie got a PG-13 rating, the director made sure that it got a PG-13 rating because most R-rated Christmas movies that were horror did not, have a good reputation. Yeah. So he solely pinned it down to PG-13 just so it can get greenlit.
I'm pretty sure too that the last like horror movie that was like Christmas themed. Oh yeah, thank you. Was Black Christmas, which was like back in like the 90s or something, or maybe it was the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, they redid that.
Oh, did they?
I think so.
I don't know, but I don't know if that was the last one made, but it was like the last successful one, I guess. Yeah.
But yeah, so and I agree. I don't think this is anti-Christmas at all.
No, the opposite.
Well, and the thing is, like, Krampus is just a reinforcement of
the mythology.
Of what Santa stands for.
Well, yeah.
Because he's the anti-Santa. He's the Satan to God, It's like having Satan doesn't discount that God exists. It's like, no, this is everything you don't want to worship,
Well, and I think more importantly too, and maybe we could talk about this more, but the reason Krampus shows up is basically because like Chris said, that you're ungrateful for what you have. Mm-hmm. And more specifically, it's almost like asking for things like, hey, I want this. And Krampus is like, nah, bro, just enjoy Christmas.
Yeah.
I think that is it in part, but I think there's a line in this movie that I wrote down that specifically encapsulates what Krampus is here for. And I don't remember who said it, but I think it was a narrator or no, it was during it was the grandma during that sequence. She said they had forgotten the sacrifice of giving, and that led to a darker, more ancient spirit, which I think is interesting because Krampus, like Santa, is the embodiment of of giving, right?
Yeah,
that is what he stands for, and that's what Christmas, in a sense, is about, right? It's about a lot of things at this point, but Christmas is about giving, whereas Thanksgiving is more so about being thankful for what you have. I think Christmas is about giving more to others. And then the same, it's a reciprocal thing, and that's what reinvigorates a relationship.
The grandma specifically says Krampus doesn't give, he instead takes.
Exactly.
He punishes.
But I think the quote that you said, is specifically how she phrases it. She says they forgot the gift of sacrifice.
The sacrifice of giving.
The sacrifice of giving,
right.
Which...
Okay. Yes. Yeah. No. Go ahead.
Well, yeah. I was going to segue into what I think this movie is about, but if we're not there yet, then...
we can, but I'll just add to that. It's like I do think it is a sacrifice to give because I think a relationship. It's very interesting because I think relationships are the most rewarding thing that a human being can have in life, and obviously like some are better than others, but I think it's also the most taxing. And I think that's the trade-off. For you to have these incredible highs, you have to have at least the ability to have these incredible lows, right? Because if you're ambivalent in your life, usually people who are ambivalent about life are the people who don't have meaningful relationships. And I think And I think part of that's because, well, you know, it matters to have a relationship. And I don't just mean romantic, although that is certainly, you could make an argument that that's one of the strongest relationships. But I think I think it's the idea of how that is a sacrifice, because to be in a relationship, you have to sacrifice your extreme individuality for some lesser form of it. But in doing so, you have, like I said, these better highs. You know, it's like if you don't have a relationship, your limit of highs and lows are 0 to 10. And if you are in a relationship, your limits of highs to lows are, let's say, 20 to negative 10. You know,
you gotta increase the contrast on the waveform.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not talking about what Kyle's saying.
Yeah.
But
what is this movie about?
So
Chris?
I think to quote the title of the great REM song, "Losing My Religion."
Losing my
I thought you were gonna say
religion.
everybody hurts.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's the, well, essentially the loss of faith. I guess is how you can generalize it, but specifically, I mean, if you're talking about
Sorry.
Stop messing with the.
I didn't mean
lights.
to.
if you're talking about Christmas in the religion sense,
having a good time.
in the religious sense, and what that means, it's essentially just losing your entire belief system and just giving in to, you know, the woes of reality, which is why you choose to have faith in the first place.
And I would add. Yes. Okay.
Well,
so
I probably didn't phrase that.
No. I got what you were saying.
Yeah.
That hit me like after I was thinking about what I was going to say, but I would add to what you were saying is that it's not just losing. I would say, you know, losing your faith in something better.
Yeah.
Let's say at the very vaguest.
Not necessarily.
It's not just that, but it's that in combination with growing up, and how one.
Yeah.
I think growing up leads to losing faith. And I think that's I don't necessarily mean like you grow up and you become you know, like an atheist, like, you know, nihilist. I think your childlike faith. I saw you point at yourself. Your childlike faith in the ideal or the way that you perceive the world is destroyed as you grow up, and you have to adopt something new.
Well, I don't. Hold on. I don't. So on that, I don't even know if you have to adopt something new. It may just be.
You have to solidify maybe
specifically
something.
in this film, though, maybe more so an apathetic adherence to that belief, because I think specifically, you know, when we go back to them after the opening montage, everybody's just like, oh yeah, we do this, we're doing this because that's what we do.
Yeah, the dad can't even answer why they should spend time with the family. Like, he gives, like, a bullshit answer. He's like, oh, maybe we try to learn to live with them.
Don't give me that bullshit line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says maybe it's to try to learn to how to live with them better. But I don't really think he believed that. He was just kind of saying something.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, again, that's the point is, like, everybody's lost this... Well, I think, and that's what the Christmas season is, you know, why people like it so much is because it's this reminder of what it was like to be when you were a child and the world was wondrous and... You know, things were magical. There was a Santa.
Yeah, because of course it's not, and you realize that when you know, grow up. But if you lose that... in its
entirety.
If you lose that spirit in its entirety when you are a child and when you're still developing, it is very hard to regain that when you fully develop.
Well, let's bring it closer to this film. When you find out that Santa isn't real, is when you lose that.
Yeah. Well, and that's what, and I think it's more so like, I forget the kid's name, the main kid in there, but Max. He all he wants is like to just do these old Christmas traditions that he's been doing with his family, and none of them are interested in it. The only one who is his grandmother, because she's run into Krampus, and so she knows kind of to keep that alive in her. It's almost the fear of God in a sense, keeping her on the straight and narrow. But I think it's because Max longs for this, and then eventually he just gets fed up with everybody's lack of wanting that he discards it away himself. And that's what is the inciting incident. It's not everybody else who's already lost this. It's this specific person who has held on to this longer than anybody else in his family, and then now decides to leave it. I think that's why Krampus comes in the first place.
Maybe. But I also think there might be a possibility of he is trying, like I said, holding on to these traditions, right? Mm-hmm. So instead of just being happy with being with his family, it's no, I want to do these things because they elicit these emotions, instead of like, hey, you guys are here and that's enough.
Yes, however, and I know this may seem a little funny coming from me, I think you're reading into it with your own pre-existing notions, because you believe that just existing with people is enough, where I don't believe that's the case. I think you have to be able to do stuff with people. But I think the film is presenting it as though Max is correct in that keeping those traditions. And I'm stepping aside that argument in real life. I'm saying in the film, I think they're pushing that these traditions are good, or spending time and doing things with your family, because nobody in the family really cares to be with each other, even if you are going that route. I think it's very much on Max and the grandmother's side that, like, yeah, you should embrace the spirit of Christmas and do these things together. You shouldn't just exist in the same rooms together, because what's the point of the relationship if that's the case? Mm-hmm. So, what were you going to say?
I think I lost it. But, I mean, essentially, I feel like I agree with both.
Okay.
That's impossible. You have to choose.
Okay.
You cannot have two opinions, conflicting opinions.
Wait, I'm kind of halfway in.
Yeah.
Good well, I feel like him wanting to specifically do those things with them, I feel like, I mean, in the end, he would like to do anything that doesn't cause a fight with his family.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do feel like that. So I agree there that it is important to want to have things to do with your family, so that you don't grow distant. Mm-hmm. But I feel like in the end, what Krampus is supposed to teach is that you not settle for how things are, but accept the people that are in your tribe for who they are, instead of. Well, I didn't mean to. Okay. Well, anyway, you see what I'm saying. I kind of lost it, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think
it's a gray area.
Yeah, and I think there is, because this movie deviates quite heavily from like the lore of Krampus, and I think it keeps like the lore general stuff, but like Krampus is essentially supposed to exist because he's punishing kids for not obeying his parents. Naughty list, well, it's kids specifically not obeying their parents, and in this instance, if he had obeyed his parents, you could make the argument that his life would be worse. Yeah, and so I think that's just a little bit. I don't know if I would call that like a Hollywood twist on it, or if you would just say a Western culture twist, because this came out of like the Germanic roots, if I'm not mistaken.
I would say in this portrayal, Krampus comes after you not because you obey your parents, but because you follow your parents. You follow those around you by being the last little ember of hope to be snuffed out by what everybody else is doing.
Yeah. I got what you're saying.
Well, I think that plays into the opening montage as well, because I think, and it sucks that nowadays it's like this, but Christmas is heavily commercialized, and so it's all about opening gifts and giving gifts and oh, look at my pumpkin spice latte.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's things like that, and you can tell too. It's like everybody's rushing in to shop for what reason? To get their kids a present, their unruly kids a present. Yeah. And you see they're all like while they're checking out, they're like, am I gonna have enough money? I gotta all this sad shit.
And they say it's to make them happy.
Well, yeah, and that's an interesting thing. I didn't, and this may be a little bit like off topic, but this is kind of something that I thought of, is that it was just like last year or the year before, where I think it may have been my cousin's wife, but I can't remember who it was. But they don't watch. Don't worry.
What's the percentage on this? Sorry. What's the percentage?
Are you feeling fucked up?
No. That's the thing. I may be becoming an alcoholic. I do not feel affected by alcohol
4%.
anymore.
It's
4%. It's not bad. Like these were 5.
Oh, well.
So
Still, I mean, used to, I would be a little buzzed. I feel absolutely nothing.
I know. Okay.
That's a week old, by the way.
So, but anyways, it was that
That's all. I was.
you're supposed to give like 1, maybe 2 presents from Santa, and the rest are supposed to come from the parents. That way, the kids don't feel as though Santa, like if they talk at school, Santa got me this and this and this and this and this, and this kid's like, Santa only got me this. I don't know. I never heard that before in my life because not once in my entire life did I ever dictate to other people the gifts that I got by who got them. Like when I was a kid, I was just like, I got this and this and this for Christmas. I was never like, Santa got me this, because as a kid, maybe this is just my nature is to never believe anything anybody's ever told me.
Yeah.
But like as a kid, like Santa, like I was like, this is bullshit, right? Like,
yeah.
There was something. The inner skeptic in me was always like, I don't know about this. Now I'm not gonna say always. It's like when I was 3 or whatever, but I would say probably from like 6 onwards. I don't think I believed in Santa.
I feel like maybe I was like 8 when I stopped believing.
Where's this?
Or 7.
And Kyle,
Mm-hmm.
look at you now.
I was 7, which
And look at you now.
was a pivotal point of my life.
And I still believe in Santa. And look at me.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. You sit it up there.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I remember the first time I started being like, you know what, is this fat bitch even real? Is when
I had to look at Jake.
Is when like I was like 5 or
Look at you
6.
Bitch.
I must have been.
Where's your sheet, Kyle?
I was 5 going on 6. I will kill you.
Would you like to try again, Kyle?
5 going on 6.
13 going on 30.
Alright, well, I was yeah, I realized like, hey, our house doesn't have a chimney. So,
But the Santa Claus movie
I was
answered
gonna say,
it.
yeah.
So does he just fucking break in? And I asked my dad this, and my dad just went, which in retrospect, I don't know why he just didn't tell me that he wasn't real. But he just went, oh yeah, Santa has like, you know,
I found it, Kyle.
has powers where he can like phase through walls. Like he literally,
He's
he
an
told me
X-Man.
that shit.
He's Kitty
He's
Pryde.
like, yeah, no, he has like, you know, magic powers where he can just go
Your dad
through
fucking
walls.
sucks
And I'm
at
like,
lying.
and dude, as a kid, I started believing in Santa
Yes.
even more, and I'm like, that's fucking badass. I went
Strong.
from like questioning his existence to wanting to meet him
But
and
I
be
didn't
him.
teach you a lie.
And
That's why you're so bad.
a year later, my parents divorced, and I'm like, there is no God. So why is there Santa?
There is no Santa.
Why is there a Santa?
My parents divorced.
How
There
could-
is no Santa.
How can there be a Santa? Anyway.
How could there be
Nah,
a Santa if
I
my
didn't
parents
stop
don't love
believing.
each other?
Yeah. All right, Jade Smith.
Anyway.
Oh God, man. Yeah, I just thought that was interesting because I never heard that before.
No, but no, I kid. I didn't stop believing in God until the Diamond and Pearl remakes came out. Or got announced.
Oh, okay. How about that?
Pokemans.
Pokemon.
Um,
God damn.
But I think this film sets up that Santa is real. In more ways than physical.
Yep.
And transcends it upon the film.
Give.
Transcendent from the film. Because the grandma's like, Ich bin Steinwein, Wein.
She does say that, which translates roughly to, "Hey man, Santa real."
Santa, she goes, the spirit of Christmas is real. That's for Shozy. For shizzle. She says like, she goes, that's for shizzle.
That's what
She does say that. Yeah.
In German.
She does speak English, but she chooses to speak mostly in German.
Because that's cooler.
Because it is.
Yo,
It is.
if I spoke a different language that pretty much nobody like in my family spoke, I'd 100% only speak in that.
Yeah.
Like, and I'd be like, I'm elitist.
You
so.
you
Ich
learn
bin Steinwein.
you'd learn Klingon.
Klingon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd learn.
Stop.
My face.
Anyway, but yeah. So, yeah. There's a lot
Thank
of...
God I'm editing this.
Oh shit! I just forgot that she watches this.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, can we edit that out?
No.
No, that's going. That's
No, let's go
no,
in.
please, please.
Anyway,
Please don't do that.
you can just bleep that part. You can just bleep the pop. You can just bleep the part where he says Claire.
When I go, yeah, she wouldn't. Nah.
Okay.
You'll see.
We're talking. Claire. We're talking about you.
Please cut this.
No, just beep it.
And then on the text, just put they were talking about.
Yeah, and then what is it called when you black someone out? Like in text, like it's been like eradicated. What is it called?
It's been eradicated. The little black bars.
The
Yeah.
blacklist?
Yeah, the black bars. I don't know what they're called, but
Put that, and then over that, but like it said.
You guys got 3 more suggestions before I take this sequence completely out because this is too much for me to not do.
Anyway,
I will do it.
I'll do.
2 more.
please stop.
2 more. 2 more.
Stop.
But yeah, overall, the film is pretty much about
Satan.
yeah,
Well, I did want to say
because Santa spelled backwards is Satan.
Satan, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
That sounds German.
Adnos.
that quote that I said about they had forgotten the sacrifice of giving, she later said she referred to Krampus as a darker, more ancient spirit than Santa.
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting because
Yes.
that goes to
Because before there was light, there was darkness.
well, exactly. Yeah, in almost and I would venture to say every single creation myth,
Yeah.
there is always the tohu bohu, which is the chaos. It's just pure uncreation.
Yeah.
There's always that before something exists. And so I think, having negative...
Jake, if you were listening, you would say the fucking annoying quote you'd always say.
Oh, yeah.
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 But you weren't listening, so you can't do it.
You talking about the Paul Bettany one?
Stupid.
Yeah, I gotta do it.
Well, see, here's the thing, dumbass. That doesn't apply here because he's not. Oh, he did say chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah, dumbass.
But I think it's interesting that darker spirits exist before lighter spirits, which kind of goes to...
That's racist.
again, this...
Sorry.
Are we still recording?
Yes.
I hope we got that.
Please.
Dumbass. Why would you do that?
No, I'll take that.
Where did you think we were? I don't even.
I have done so many things today.
Yes.
Anyway.
Okay. There's ignorance before knowledge. There is dark before light. And I think there's selfishness before selflessness, which I think is kind of what Krampus in this movie specifically is really fighting against, is the urge of selfishness, because I think selfishness is like maybe a default for people. I think in the Adam and Eve story, I think that's pretty clear. But even just like look at toddlers. I mean, toddlers are pretty selfish.
Look at Thomas.
Oh, sorry. No, continue.
Well, I was gonna say, toddlers are pretty selfish, and it's only through the act of socialization that you can teach them to become more selfless. And I think that's what the family represents, is that selfish default attitude. Whereas, and Krampus punishes the child for reverting to that. Where I think the sacrifice at the end is his selflessness, coming back up, coming to fruition. And it doesn't save them physically, but it makes you wonder, is being in the snow globe necessarily a bad thing? Because they're essentially in a sort of paradise. Now it's interesting the way that they play it.
Paradise.
Well,
Lost.
it's right before you're thrown into hell. It's like I would assume it's some type of purgatory.
Existing in a false utopia.
Yeah, but that's why the ending of this I'm unsure of what they were trying to go for, because it makes sense that after most of the family has come together, like at the end, I think everybody in the family at that point had made amends with each other, and the kid went back to his selfless nature. Like I think it's fine. It's a nice like switch for Krampus to not like just be like, okay, I'm bringing everything back. You know, you learned your lesson.
Yeah.
I think it's fine for them to lock him away, but the fact that they realize that they're in that prison is interesting.
Well, that's
if I had written it, they would have been in total bliss, unaware of that, and then we would have still zoomed out and seen that they were in fact in this hell or purgatory, whatever you want to say.
So it's like hell for them is a prison that looks like paradise because everybody conforms. But, you know, that essentially means that this movie's saying that hell is communism.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't disagree with that.
Yeah, I made enemies now. I've made enemies on
It's
the
okay.
internet.
They're not going to catch up with you. All commies are fat.
Yeah. Also, we only have like...
Well, actually, incorrect. Most people under communist regimes have never had food, so...
Yeah.
We're looking at you, America.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, China.
South America has... South Korea has Squid Game. North
Korea does it in real life.
Korea does it in real life. Yep.
But without the cash.
But without the squids because they can't eat.
Without the game, because they can't squid.
play.
Yeah. They just die.
Why are we getting... Okay.
Um,
But there is a political opinion at the beginning of this film.
Asians.
Oh my god. Chris?
You're gonna have to. You. There's just gonna be so much editing that you're gonna have to do on this.
Yeah.
And you know what else is
And,
going to happen?
and you know you're gonna
happen?
complain about it later.
And he's going to go, sorry guys, I had a lot of stuff to do. But you know what? He's doing better.
No.
It's okay. We're giving him 3 days to edit this one instead of 2. Okay. What were you gonna say about the political message? Because I don't remember that.
Well, just like it's a socio-political message at the beginning.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just- it's a... I already kind of touched on it. Consumerism, baby.
Mm.
Bad.
Um.
Or, excuse me, a gross overabundance.
Well,
what?
yeah. Well, I think if you watch most movies, though, you can always say like, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. That's the message. I think you can put that in almost every movie.
Yes, but there's a difference between capitalism and consumerism. Because consumerism is like, Aunt Dorothy is what a consumerist would look like.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's just this constant intake of
stuff,
product.
yeah.
Oh.
It's like the people who like when they're walking down the street are just like looking at their phone.
Mhm.
Like they're like walking up the stairs to their apartment and they're looking at their phone and they're walking and they're looking at their phone. Or like on a commercial break, you're just watching a TV in the commercial break and you go instead of just being like,
Well, yeah, but
Instead of getting up
I
and
would
doing
argue
shit
that there's a
and then
difference
coming
between
back.
capitalism and free markets. Because capitalism
Okay.
wasn't created by people who believe in free markets. It's a term that was created by people on the left to denigrate free markets.
you hear that, Brandon?
Who the fuck is Brandon?
Dude, I'm waiting for that shirt.
Oh.
I'm waiting for that shirt.
Oh, wait, did you get a...
I got a shirt. Yeah.
That says "Let's go, Brandon."
Hold on, let me check the.
I'll
check. I'll check the FedEx tracking.
We're not...
I don't know who the fuck you're talking about.
Well, we're not Democrats.
I don't know who the fuck.
We're not fucking lit! Okay.
Beep, please, please beep that. Jesus Christ.
God damn it, Chris! What is going on?
I
this
prefer to
episode?
be a more intellectual political figure.
I ain't no goddamn snowflake. Joe Rogan says, "Lift more, eat more."
It's in Nashville right now.
You know who else is in Nashville?
Who? My friends.
Yeah, and your shirt, and the delivery driver of your shirt.
Let's see.
Joe Rogan says that if I box, I'll be more successful.
Joe Rogan says that if I take the corona vaccine,
I'll be bald like him.
I'll be a fucking
It went from Kentucky
If
to
Bro
Georgia to
Jogan says
Tennessee.
do something, I better do it.
yeah.
It goes
I love that man.
Kentucky, which is right above
Bro
Tennessee,
Jogan.
Bro
down
Jogan.
to Georgia. Ellenwood, Georgia, which I'm assuming is towards the north.
Ellenwood. Ellen,
Back
don't
up.
joke.
December 5th is supposed to be Krampus night.
Krampus, by the way.
Which is where Krampus, the creature...
Crumpet.
Which is crazy because
would
November
arrive.
5th is Guy Fawkes night. Guy Fawkes Day, actually.
Yeah, day,
Yeah.
obviously.
I think you mean was.
And then December 6th was
Was,
St.
yes.
Nicholas Day, which is interesting.
And December 25th is
Christmas Day.
Cribbus.
Kribbish.
Krampus.
Krumpish. Kribbish. Kribbish.
All right.
Merry Christmas!
Like and subscribe, you dumb,
Yeah.
goofy egg bitches.
Goofy
Shaggy
egg
goof
boys.
bitches.
Yeah. All 16 of you.
Make sure you share that shit too, you pieces of shit.
Because we don't get a lot of
Oh, I
views.
forgot to bring up the idea of keeping the fire in the fireplace.
There was
away.
another thing I was going to bring up, but
Yeah.
say that. Yeah.
I think it's just the idea of like the hearth of the home, keeping that alit, and I think that's kind of the idea of keeping that's what it's thematically trying to say, or metaphorically trying to say.
Keep it lit.
The hearth if the hearth of the home is lit, then you can't let in evil spirits, essentially.
What I was going to say, the baby, considering that that is the... Let's go. No, but the baby, what happens to her? She just gets taken away, but like, is it ever revealed that she gets thrown down? Is she in the snow globe at the end?
I don't recall, but I would
Okay.
assume so.
Okay, because
I don't think so,
technically, that's the only person that hasn't lost hope, because that's
Well, yeah, but then you get into the idea of like, can small children understand the concept of hope?
yeah. But the way the baby is taken away, it feels like Krampus himself takes the baby.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's taking
Yeah.
that for himself. Like the future is now.
But
his.
didn't Krampus specifically
Krampus.
take the sister when she was coming back or going to the boyfriend's house? 'Cause-
No, he leaves her, but then he leaves one of his helpers to take her.
Okay, because I remember
Yeah.
he was jumping on the houses and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
But
Okay.
he knows that she's there, but he spares her.
I got you.
and
So,
lets-
but he picks up the baby.
He
yeah.
picks up
So that's
That's
something
interesting.
to say.
Yeah.
Also, it is one thing that is very accurate to the mythology that's always been there is that Krampus uses chains.
Yeah.
It's so I didn't research into the significance of that, but
Yeah.
you know you can definitely.
I didn't think about that. I don't know. It could just be that the evil spirit
yeah.
chains itself, is bound to something.
Or that once you give your heart into that, you're essentially
it's like a Christmas Carol,
Yeah.
like with
Which also
Marley.
the film opens up with when they go into the house the first time. The grandmother's watching,
They're watching
the Christmas Carol.
Oh, well,
yeah, I mentioned that in
that-
my recap.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I forgot about the connection. Yeah, you didn't have to say it like that because I remember.
No, I was patting myself on the back.
Oh, because I mentioned that in my recap, bitch. That's how I took it. So
I didn't mean it like that.
it's okay.
I love you.
I know.
Okay.
I don't like showing
Physical affection.
well, any feelings towards anybody more than a small little pat.
Well,
I don't think they deserve it.
But you deserve it, Kyle.
No.
you deserve it, Kyle. You deserve it, Kyle.
All right, you know what to do. Like, subscribe. Make sure you share.
Ready or not?
Yes.
Ready or not? Ready or
I
not?
don't give a shit about that.
Ready or not?
Ready or not scale is at least a 1.
No. I would say 3 or 4. Fucking gingerbread man gets his head blown off.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure.
We're going for a 4.
You know what?
But yes, subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. And share our shit, man.
Yeah, please.
Share our shit.
We need a
Other
fucking
people
fan
can get
base.
in on this.
Do you think we
We
pay
try.
for these beautiful bodies, these beautiful
We put so much work into
fake
this.
prosthetic bodies on
Because
our
we're worm
own?
people. We're Daleks.
Yeah, we're yeah.
Welcome back, all you shaggy bitches. Fuck you. And it's rap time. We hate you. But it's Christmas time, so we love you. Or do we? Who knows? All I know is this. Wop, 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 wop.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Wrap up the show. I'ma keep it present tense and shoot it quick like a bow. If you're going caroling, be sure to bring a trumpet. Stay safe and please have a very merry crumpet. Crumpet, Krampus. Grandpa's got a cramp. Took him to the doctor just to straighten him out. And now I'm sitting in the lobby and I'm waiting. How can I seem to pass the time? I got shows that I missed. Well, I guess I can start on my Christmas list. Now I can ask for a PS5 or a generator. All I want this year is to quote from someone greater. Interior crocodile alligator. I drive a Toyota Corolla. I'm in danger. Tell you why, Kyle, cause it's falling apart. You know, lately that's like my life shit. Where do I start? They give an inch, I go a mile, then break down before I begin. My failures make me heartless, so I wait for the weekend. Holy shit, why did that get so deep? This rap is going all terrain like I'm driving a Jeep. A shepherd must protect his flock. Lately I've been a sheep, so I'ma keep on dropping by so my family can sleep. I gotta segue back from my ranting of stress, so now I'm back on track like the Polar Express. How long will this rap last? Bet you thought I'd say less. I guess I'll wipe my ass with a more salad.
You're not take a shit.
Hey, bitch.
My jaw hurts. That's what she said.
My arm hurts. I have like forearm in this shit.
I was 5-arming it, so fuck you.
You did a great job, Chris.
Woo,
Hit him with the light.
Sirens. Woo, woo.
Hi, it's super hot fire. Ow!
Ambulance.
Oh, I'll go the other way.
Coming for Chris because of the mixtape. Christmas ambulance. Whoa. Whoa. Merry Christmas.
Oh, here, look at this.
Merry Christmas.
I can stick it in my belly button. I can't. Bye! Stout and Saurkraut.
Stout and Saurkraut.
Bye.